Films from around the world. Hong Kong. In the sleepy, proper Hong Kong of 1962, Mrs. Chan and Mr. Chow, a journalist, move into neighboring apartments on the same day. Their encounters are formal and polite, until a discovery about their respective spouses create an intimate bond between them. In The Mood for Love, directed by Wong Kar-wai, has a beautiful use of red color, a masterpiece soundtrack by Shigeru Umebayashi, and one of the most incredible cinematography by Christopher Doyle and Kwan Peng Leung. This film is easily a 4.4 out of 5. Films from around the world. South Korea. Memories of Murder tells the harrowing true story of the hunt of a sadistic serial killer terrorizing a small province in 1980s South Korea. Three increasingly desperate detectives attempt to decipher the violent mind of a killer in a futile effort to solve the case. I'm just in awe at how original Bong's films are, and that ending is something you'll never forget. Absolutely love this film, 4.3 out of 5. Films from around the world. France and Belgium. Alexia is a dancer who, after being injured in a car accident as a child, has a titanium plate fitted into her head. Amidst a series of brutal and unexplained murders, her path crosses with Vincent, a firefighter desperately searching for his long missing son, changing their lives forever. Titan, directed by Julia Ducournau, ignites a Molotov cocktail of gender politics, familial compassion, and female desire. I love this movie for its bizarre plot. Definitely a 3.6 out of 5 for me. Films from around the world. India. A well-off family is paid an unexpected visit by a man claiming to be the matriarch's long-lost cousin. The initial suspicion with which they greet the man slowly dissolves as he regales them with stories of his travel, tales at odds with their conventional middle-class perspective of the world. Satyajit Ray's final film, The Stranger, fascinated me with the sheer brilliance of its screenplay. The story is simple, but it evokes deep feelings and provokes deep thoughts on issues that have never been more pressing: faith, identity, ideals, and the sense of a home. This film is easily a 4 out of 5 for me. Films from around the world. Denmark. Four friends, all high school teachers at various stages of middle age, are stuck in a rut. Unable to share their passions either at school or at home, they embark on an audacious experiment to see if a constant level of alcohol in their blood will help them find greater freedom and happiness. This film has one of my favorite dance sequences. The ending is happy and heartbreaking at the same time. Definitely a 4 out of 5 for me. Films from around the world. Spain and Mexico. In Spain of 1944, Ophelia, a 10-year-old obsessed with fairy tales, moves with her pregnant mother to join her stepfather, a fascist officer stationed at the mountains. Ophelia feels alone until she explores a decaying labyrinth guarded by a mysterious faun who claims to know her destiny. If she wishes to return to her real father, Ophelia must complete 3 terrifying tasks. This is what I call a disobedient fairy tale. Del Toro does an amazing work in world building. This film is easily a 4.1 out of 5 for me. Films from around the world. Japan. A wave of gruesome murders is sweeping Tokyo. In each case, the murderer is found near the victim and claims to have no control over the actions. Following the only link, a stranger with brief contact with the perpetrators and victims, a detective tries to end the wave of inexplicable terror. This film's slow pace and disturbingly quiet atmosphere had an oddly hypnotic effect on me. Although I love Kurosawa's style, it does take a while to grow. Tokusho Kikumura's cinematography is surreal and mesmerizing. This film is easily a 4.1 out of 5 for me. Films from around the world. United States and United Kingdom. When Jeff Lebowski, the dude, is mistaken for Jeffrey Lebowski, two nihilists come to his house to threaten him. In search of recompense, the dude tracks down Jeffrey, who offers him a job. He needs a bagman to get his kidnapped wife back, but the dude's friend Walter and Donnie get involved. All I have to say is, they peed on his fucking rug, man. It really tied the room together. Definitely a 4.1 out of 5 for me. Films from around the world. India. Artistically inclined villager, Avdut, struggles to find his place in the metropolis of Pune. His works and the mounting societal pressure of what is expected of him are a disconnect from his true self. Moreover, his passivity towards life is made apparent through his discourses with friends and family, who voice their perspectives on life. Trija traces the journey of Avdut and how he faces the reality of his dreams and aspiration about life in a large Indian city. It takes us through the challenges of today's modern way of life and the compromises one inevitably makes along the way to find peace and a place we can call our own. I love Akshay Indikar's idea of immersive nature and sounds, and the inclusiveness of geography in his cinematography. This film is a 4 out of 5 for me. Films from around the world. Sweden. A picture perfect Swedish family is on vacation in the French Alps. The slopes are spectacular, but during a lunch at mountainside restaurant, an avalanche turns everything upside down. Thomas and Ebba's marriage now hangs in the balance as Thomas struggles to reclaim his role as family patriarch. A stunning examination of masculinity in crisis and how one split-second decision under duress can change the whole infrastructure of a family unit. Before he won 2 Palme d'Ors for The Square and Triangle of Sadness, Ruben Östlund sparked fervor at Cannes with this earth-shattering marital drama. This film is easily a 3.8 out of 5 for me.